Well, hello, ladies. Today I'm starting out with my skin. I just cleansed and moisturized 25 minutes prior to this video, and I'm just going in with the L'Oreal Revitalift Miracle Blur Primer. And I forgot how thick this was, but I'm just putting a little bit more around my nose area and under my eyes just because that's where I tend to get the driest. And I'm sorry, I didn't even realize that you could hear my dogs barking. That's Bullet. Then I'm going in with foundation, and I'm using the L'Oreal Magic Lumi. I'm mixing these two colors together, thinking I was going to get my perfect color, then realized, wow, I look really white. Apparently, I'm not as pale as I thought I was. I mixed just a little bit too much of the lighter one, thinking it was going to look amazing. Pfft, no, I was wrong. But it's okay. I'm using the Sigma F80 foundation brush to apply this. I used to love this brush, then I put it down for a while, and now I'm obsessed with it all over again. But seriously, this brush is bomb. And now I'm going to be going in with concealer. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and this is hands down like the best drugstore concealer in my opinion. I'm also just using my concealer to prime my eyes. Priming your eyes, sorry about my dogs, they are playing with Dustin, but priming your eyes is the most important thing when it comes to doing any look. I'd prime my eyes over my face any day. If you don't have an eye primer, you can just use like a concealer or like a cream eyeshadow, just something sticky to act as a base, and it will make your shadow last a lot longer and it will show up more vibrant, and it just conceals any veins or discoloration and just gives you a nice smooth canvas to work on. And I'm blending out my concealer with a damp beauty blender, and yes, I got a new backdrop if you didn't notice, and yes, it is white. It literally looks like I'm just sitting behind a white wall. It looked so much better in my mind. I kind of just like my normal background better, but I wanted to switch it up a bit, but I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Then I'm going to be taking this Maybelline Dream Lumi concealer wand pen thingy. I'm just using this to highlight, but you can see it's not really like highlighting. It's kind of a little bit darker. So I did end up, yeah, I look really silly, but I ended up going in with something a little bit lighter after. And I'm just putting that on down, or sorry, I can't talk. Okay, I put it on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and my chin. Then I'm going in with this Rimmel Stay Matte Powder, and I have to be honest, I don't love it. I don't really like the way it looks on my skin. It looked really like flaky and dry, and I have really dry skin, so it kind of irritated that. And it kind of made me look old. I don't know. It just didn't work with my skin. I know there's some people that really like it, but I don't know. But I really wanted to make sure this drugstore tutorial was all drugstore, so I'm using it. And now I'm going to be bronzing. I'm not contouring today, I'm bronzing because this bronzer is really orange. And again, this didn't really work with my skin either. I just didn't like the way it felt, and it kind of like irritated my skin and like made it feel like tight and dry. And I didn't really like the way it looked because I'm really fair right now, and this bronzer was really orange, so I feel like I kind of look like a hot mess, but in the end, it's all good. So I went back with my other brush that I used to set my powder with just to kind of blend it out because it looked a little choppy on top. And now I'm going in with blush. I'm using the Milani Baked Blush, and honestly, this was like the icing on the cake. I just think it looks really orange, and it doesn't really look cute. It kind of just looks like, oh, like a lot of bronzer on my face, so I ended up going with my dual fiber brush just to blend it out. This is a really good trick if you have any like harsh lines or it just looks like a little bit too much. You can just go in with a dual fiber brush and blend it out. And then I'm going to be highlighting. I'm using a different brush, but I'm using the same. It's a dual fiber brush, but it's a different one. It's like the short handled one. And I'm using Hard Candy Tiki just to highlight. Now I'm going to be doing my eyeshadow. I'm using this NYX eyeshadow, and it's called Blame It on Midnight, and I'm just putting it in my crease. And I know the eyeshadow looked really wonky. I got it and it broke, but I fixed it with rubbing alcohol, so it's all good. Then I'm going to be going in with this other NYX eyeshadow. This is just a little bit darker and a little bit warmer, and this is called Dance The Tides, and I'm just going to be taking this on a Sigma E25 blending brush and putting it just in the outer corner and up in the crease. Then I'm going in with this other NYX eyeshadow. This is called Betrayal. And what do you know? I'm using a Real Techniques brush. You can get this from the drugstore. Wahaha, I didn't do that on purpose. But I'm just darkening up the crease. And I'm using this in place of Embark from my other tutorial. And this is just a really great cool tone grayish brown. It looked a little bit more similar to embark in person, but it still works. I just need a darker color to deepen it up. Then for the lid, I'm taking this eyeshadow, and this is called Dance the Tides, I think. I'll double check that. And I'm just putting this on my lid, and this is like a gorgeous, like a white eyeshadow. It's super pigmented, and it has a little bit of a pink undertone, but you couldn't really tell on camera. And then I'm just going back with my blending brush and blending it out. I did take a little bit more of this eyeshadow, and I'm putting it on my upper crease, kind of like on my bone, what I explained in my last tutorial, just to warm it up a bit, because that's what I had in my last tutorial. Then I'm doing eyeliner, and I'm always using this eyeliner. This is my favorite eyeliner. It's Maybelline Gel Liner, and I'm just doing kind of a, I guess it's, yeah, a wing, and just putting a little bit eyeliner. Okay, yeah, this is a little bit. Then I'm highlighting my brow bone with this Maybelline Quad. This is called Fall Temptation. It was limited edition, but it's very similar to Gimme Gold, which isn't limited edition, so you can just get that. And then I'm going back in with this eyeshadow. This is called Betrayal, and I'm using this to fill in my brows. And it was kind of, it was okay. It was a dark cool tone brown, which is what I always used, but it just kind of looked like a little bit weird. I don't know if it's just because I'm not used to this color, but I don't have a brow product from the drugstore that I like. I actually haven't really tried any because it's hard to find a brow powder in the drugstore, and I don't like using pens because they kind of look a little bit too harsh. Then going in with this eyeshadow again, I'm just going to be taking it on a definer brush, and I'm just putting it on my lower lash line. Then I'm going to be going in with this eyeshadow again. This is called Dance the Tides, and I'm just taking a pencil brush, and I'm just going to be blending it out because I want it really smoked out on the lower lash line. And for the few people that requested this tutorial, this is for you. I'm sorry it took me a while to get up, but I am back now. And I'm going in with the L'Oreal Smouldering Eye Kohl and just putting that in my waterline, then going back with my pencil brush and blending it out. Then I'm taking Miss Manga, I'm still not sure. And I'm just putting a few coats of mascara. Then I'm going to be curling my lashes because I actually ran out of lash glue, so I'm not going to be wearing false lashes today. And then for my lips, I'm going to be using Milani's lipstick in Naturally Chic. I do want to do a question and answer, so if you have any questions, just leave them down below in my next couple of videos, and I will go through them. Bye!